Next up then is a game that I'm super excited for. I've been really holding out in hopes that there would be a physical version for this. I do have it digitally. Haven't really played much of it just because, you know, it is what it is, backlog, excited or not. You know, I just haven't gotten to it yet. This is pretty high up on my list though, and that is Mummy Demastered, and this is the limited edition or retro box or whatever the heck this is. Comes with the art card, and this is a Metroidvania by Way Forward, kind of similar to their Aliens Infestation game, where it's kind of like a rogue-like, where it's not the levels change or anything, but there is like kind of like a permadeath system, so when you die, you lose your character and you get a different character. Like I said, unfortunately, I haven't had a chance to get to it yet, but really excited about this one. Way Forward does some really cool stuff besides the Shantae games. And then next up here is Chasm, and this is, I think this is a roguelike as well. I can't remember exactly. Looked pretty cool, kind of the pixel art and gameplay sold me on this game. I'd been following the developer for a while. Didn't do the Kickstarter because at the time there wasn't a physical, so again, thanks for Limited Run for doing that. For some reason I got 2 art cards for Chasm, but you know, I'm not going to complain. But again, another pretty cool looking game. Definitely recommend checking it out. Then next up here we have Fight and Rage, and this one I got the art card, and this also came with some like little sticker things. This one I have played. My friend Justin, one of the previous hosts of the Game Tennis podcast, got his copy before I did because I had bundled this with something else, so it took a lot longer to get my copy. But this game is freaking awesome. This is one of my favorite beat 'em ups, definitely top 5, maybe top 3, I'm not sure. Just a really, really cool beat 'em up. I like the combo system, it's just a lot of fun. Playing with a friend always helps too. But I would, if you like beat 'em ups, you like retro beat 'em ups, definitely recommend checking out Fight and Rage. Then next up we got Panzer Dragoon, and this is a remake or remaster, I think it's more of a remake of Panzer Dragoon, which was a game released on the Sega Saturn system I don't have. Never played the Panzer Dragoon games. You know, Panzer Dragoon Saga is like a super expensive game. But thought it would be cool to get this, pick it up, you know, play it on modern systems. Always heard good things. And of course, always comes with the art card there. And then we got another FMV game, and this is Ground Zero Texas. This is an FMV game from the Sega CD from way back in the day. I always thought this game was kind of cool. Like I said, I was a lot younger. It's not a great game by any means, but I just have, I don't know, I'm a sucker for FMV games, so I decided to pick that up, and you know, always comes with the art card as well. And we got another double dip here, and this is Bloodstained Curse of the Moon 2 limited edition. Has the game has like a faux NES dust cover and some other things. I picked this up digitally, of course, day one. I absolutely love the Bloodstained series. Got the art card here. Curse of the Moon 2 I thought was pretty cool. They did some kind of unique things, especially with the end of the game. But one of the challenges with this game is they really make you like replay a lot of content to get to that cool ending point, which is, I'd rather them just give me a short experience than recycling content, but I still really, really enjoyed the game, and it's great to have a complete Bloodstained collection. Of course, I have Curse of the Moon 1 limited edition, and I was a Kickstarter backer for Bloodstained, and thanks to a friend, I got the full collector's edition for that. So yeah, love me some Bloodstained. Awesome, awesome, awesome Metroidvania. Definitely recommend checking it out, and definitely recommend checking out Curse of the Moon 2. Alright, and then lastly for Limited Run is a game I've been waiting forever. Like, this is one of the longest games that most people were waiting for a physical version for, a game that had become inaccessible for many years, unfortunately. And that is Scott Pilgrim vs. the World, the game, and I picked up the limited edition. This is basically your standard collector's edition game, art book, soundtrack, and a couple other things. There is a bigger like whoop-de-doo version that they had, but I didn't really need that, so I just got this. Pretty happy with this. Of course, got the art card, and if you haven't played Scott Pilgrim, again, this is one of the best beat-em-ups ever made. Kind of like, this is one of the early, like, the big, like, indie, like, revival of retro-styled games. Like, Scott Pilgrim was one of the ones on the forefront of that. And unfortunately, because of all the licensing involved with this game, with the content, the publisher, the fact that it was a digital-only game, you know, in the late 2000s, early 20-aughts or whatever. For some reason, it just, you know, it stayed on the PlayStation 3 and the Xbox 360, and yeah, but again, like, thanks to Limited Run, we now have physical versions of this, and it is also available digitally, of course. And if you haven't played Scott Pilgrim versus the World, the game, definitely recommend checking it out. Very cool game, awesome soundtrack, and just a whole lot of fun. So let's jump into some PlayStation 4 games. These are, you know, newer releases, you know, PlayStation 4 games. So first one up here is Bladed Fury. This one comes with a soundtrack launcher, and I had not heard this game until Jason of Corpse Select Gaming picked it up, and he posted a picture, and I was like, "What is that?" Looked it up, looked pretty cool. Went out and grabbed myself a copy. Kind of reminds me of like Odin Sphere, maybe different cultural element to it, but I think it's more Chinese than kind of like the Norse. But looks pretty cool, and I hear it's pretty cool, so looking forward to checking that out. Next up was a VR game that I've been trying to get my hands on for quite a while. It got pretty pricey there, so that kind of pushed it out of my what I was willing to spend for it, and actually ended up coming across a pretty good deal. So I picked up Moss on the PlayStation 4. Again, this is a PSVR game, a PSVR exclusive, I believe, and it's kind of like a VR sort of action-adventure sort of game. But one thing, not really a big part of the game, but still pretty cool, is that Moss actually does, you know, American Sign Language, so there's a little communication there, which is kind of neat. Cool that gets a little more attention in a game, as that's a little mouse. How's a mouse gonna talk? You know, sign language, sure, why not? But yeah, heard nothing but great things, so looking forward to checking this one out. And because I like to pick up PSVR exclusives and whatnot, this one was kind of like an impulse buy. It was on sale, got a really good deal on it. Don't know, I don't know. I'll check it out. I've seen some pretty funny. I think this is the game that I've seen some pretty funny videos on. I think it's more the Oculus PC version where you can do like mods and stuff. But anyways, I picked up Summer Lesson, which is kind of I don't even really know what it is. It's a VR experience where you're like tutoring a girl. Like it's not much to it. Primarily innocent experience. You know, it's not where you think things might go. It's not quite there, but on the PC, like I know there's some mods and stuff where some pretty goofy things happen. But yeah, who knows? I think there's other versions of this with the different characters or something. I'm not sure. But Summer Lesson, you know, maybe I'll spend some time with a VR waifu. Who knows? Alright, so we got another Switch game, and this one was a must-buy. I said as soon as there's a physical copy of this game, I would be all over it. I wish there was a PlayStation 4, PlayStation 5 version, but, you know, it is what it is, and that is Hades. Hopefully everybody's familiar with this game. Got accolades across the board, you know, one of the best games of 2020. Fantastic game, awesome game. I got this digitally, more than happy to double dip to get a physical copy of this game. It's a roguelike. I know a lot of people are kind of concerned about that whole genre. It tends to be a little more challenging, but this game is incredibly fair. You just keep working at it. But the roguelike element blends into the story in a super interesting, super fascinating way. The whole presentation of the game is just absolutely fantastic. Deserves all the praise it gets. Definitely check out Hades. Then we got another VR game here, and that is Doom 3 VR Edition. I was pretty excited about this. You know, it's been a long time since I played Doom 3. I was always a big fan of Doom 3, despite what everybody else said about it. I know a lot of people didn't actually play it, who have strong opinions about it. Whatever. I love Doom 3. I thought it was awesome. And I was like, hell yeah. Doom 3 was actually made with VR in mind, even though the technology wasn't there. So kind of cool, you know, 15 years later that it gets a VR version. Unfortunately, mad motion sickness. It doesn't take long for the motion sickness for this game to kick in, which is unfortunate as hell, because I'm sure this would be an awesome VR game. But yeah, I just can't. There's only a few games that it just I don't like motion sickness at all. It's terrible, especially the VR motion sickness. It sits with me for like an hour or two, like even after I stop playing. It's pretty awful. So that's unfortunate, but you know, still Doom 3 VR edition. Maybe someday I'll give it a shot again. Maybe they'll have an update or something to help the motion sickness. I'm not sure what I can do, but yeah, Doom 3 at least is awesome. So if you haven't played Doom 3, definitely check it out. And then we got another VR game here, Farpoint. This is a sci-fi kind of action-adventure VR game. I don't know a ton about it. It always got really good reviews and whatnot, and got a really good deal on this, so I decided to pick it up. Of course, I haven't had a chance to get to it, so, but yeah, I've heard really great things about it, so check it out eventually. Then another game I was pretty excited for. If you watched my last couple pickup videos, I did kind of pick up a few of the Monster Land, Monster World Wonder Boy series, and it was pretty cool that there is a Wonder Boy Asha and Monster World, or Monster World 4 remake. This also includes a code for the original version, but we never got Monster World 4 originally in America. There is a digital version that became available some years ago, but this is the fourth entry in the Wonder Boy series. And as you know, if you've watched any of my like games I beat previous years videos, I've been working through the series. I'd only played the original Monster Land and Dragon's Trap, and then just a couple years ago we got the Dragon's Trap remake, which was so good. Oh my god, fantastic. Just the art and the music itself, just wonderful, this not on that level, unfortunately. Kind of a little simpler with the remake style, but still really looking forward to finally being able to play this, even though I picked up a reproduction of this game some months ago. So yeah, check it out. And then lastly, for PlayStation 4 games, another remake remaster. This is just a remaster, but Legend of Mana. Now I love the Mana series. Legend of Mana was originally released on the PlayStation 1. Coincidentally, over the last few years, I've been replaying through the Mana series thanks to the remasters and remakes. Despite what everybody says, the Secret of Mana remaster, absolutely fantastic. Loved it. Thought it was great. Trials of Mana, super good. That's, you know, the sequel. And then now we got Legend of Mana. This is more just a remaster, not full remake by any means. Haven't really had the chance to like sit down and play through the full game, even though I've had the PlayStation 1 game forever. I just haven't played it. But hey, now I got the remaster. Again, on my short list with so many of these games, I just don't have enough time. But hopefully I can get to this one soon, because it's an awesome game from everything that I hear. Okay, last little stack here. I know this is probably going on way too long. You're a brave soul, and I appreciate you sticking through this with me. So PlayStation 5. Yeah, so PlayStation 5, full swing now. Of course, I got my PlayStation 5 at the beginning of the year, and we're getting some games. Getting some pretty cool games. This one is one of my most recent pickups. Jason of Corpse Lord Gaming will be very happy about this. He's been getting on me for quite a while. I don't really have a good excuse on why I didn't get this game. It's one of those things where I was hoping for a lower price for whatever arbitrary reason. But I got Spiderman Miles Morales, and this is the Ultimate Launch Edition, which I just recently picked up. Got this way cheap on eBay. I need to look at eBay more for like some of these like newer games. I mean, this is still sealed. Cheaper than the standard edition of this game you can get new on Amazon, so pretty stoked about that. But of course, Spider-Man, fantastic game from 2019. Was it 2019? I believe. Awesome game. I've heard nothing but good things about Miles Morales as well, so hopefully I'll be checking this one out soon. And then we got another PS5 game, and this is Chris Tales. This is one of the first PS5 games that I picked up after Demon's Souls remake. And this is kind of, I think this is an RPG. Has a pretty cool art style and deals with time shifting. Don't know a ton about the game. I saw the trailer. I was like, that looks sweet. That's all I needed to know. I don't know how it's reviewed or anything like that, but I'm definitely looking forward to checking this one out. Actually, I think this next game should have been my limited run stack, but whatever. It's PlayStation 5. That is Terminator Resistance Enhanced, PlayStation 5 version. So basically, you know, little technical enhancements. The game just runs a little bit better. Everything that I've heard, this is like one of the, if not the best Terminator game available. There aren't any games that really delve that much into like actual like Terminator lore. And this takes place in the future, and it's supposed to be pretty cool game. I heard nothing but great things about it. I had intended to pick this up on PlayStation 4, but I kind of snoozed on that. The game wasn't widely released, so it sold out, and then the price shot up because, you know, limited availability tends to do that. So I was pretty stoked that they did a PlayStation 5 version, and this comes with some extra goodies. I think soundtrack and art book and who knows what else. But yeah, really looking forward to this one as well. Now another game I'm super hyped about. I want to play this one so bad, but as I mentioned, I got the Mass Effect Legendary Edition, and that was the remasters of Mass Effect 1, 2, and 3, which if you have not played the Mass Effect series, oh my god, they're absolutely amazing. One of my favorite game series of all time, but I spent a good most part of 3 months playing through the entire series, and that was, you know, I played those quite a bit. No regrets, because I absolutely love the Mass Effect series, and this was the perfect time to jump back in. But this game released during that time, and I was really excited for it, and that is Scarlet Nexus. This is kind of seemed like maybe a semi sort of like follow-up to Code Vein, like similar art style and kind of like some gameplay elements, but it's not that like kind of Souls style. This is more action, more like more kind of like Platinum sort of gameplay or something. But there's like 2 different characters you can play as. The stories are quite a bit different, and just looked really cool. I've heard nothing but great things about it on my short list of games to play. So hopefully I can get to this one sooner than later. Another remaster here, and that is Alex Kidd in Miracle World DX. This is a remake of the Alex Kidd in Miracle World game that was originally, for me anyways, it might have been on other systems. It's like a Master System, old school game. This was like, this character was kind of like Sega's mascot before Sonic, if you didn't know that, little fun fact. But you know, fun enough games. They're not great by any means, but I really like what they did with the art style of this. Good way to sell me on retro games is, you know, do that amped up pixel art style. And as far as I know, it's basically the same game, and you can switch between graphics, I think. But yeah, so that's pretty cool. I gotta jump on this one sooner than later, because this is a pretty short game, so, you know, it's always good to knock out a few short games here and there. Then next up we got Aliens Fireteam Elite, and this game is absolutely awesome. I wanted to pick this up at launch. I wanted to get PC. There wasn't a physical PC version. None of my PC friends were picking this up either. So Jason, Corpse Slug Gaming, Chris the Old S Retro Gamer, thanks for kicking me in the butt. So I ended up picking this up, played through with those guys and some other friends, and this game is absolutely awesome. I think Aliens Isolation is my favorite Aliens franchise game. This is probably right behind that. This is kind of, I don't want to necessarily compare it to Left 4 Dead, but it's kind of in that style. Less focus on like crazy special infected and things like that, but it's very much an Aliens game. You know, has weapons, the sounds, the locations, the aliens, hordes. Like, they did such a fantastic job with this game, and it's not getting the credit it deserves. More people need to check this out, especially if you like kind of like co-op, third-person, you know, kind of shooter games. There's a lot to it. You can play different classes, and it's just awesome. Awesome game. Awesome. And then lastly here for this pickup video is another game I'm super excited for. I hope I can get to this sooner than later, and that is Tormented Souls. This is basically kind of a new survival horror game, semi-throwback to more classic survival horror games. but you know, more modern graphics and whatnot. I've been hearing some pretty great things about it. Again, just backlogged because all the other things I'm playing. Currently, I'm playing through Diablo 2 Resurrected because Diablo is one of my favorite game series of all time, if not my favorite game. I don't even know. There's a lot of favorite games, but yeah, hopefully I'll you know, get my time in with that and not rushing Diablo 2, especially when I'm able to play with my friends. But this game is another game that's really high on my list of games to play next. So yes, that's a lot of games, but like I said, this is like 4 or 5 months of pickups. So hopefully you saw some cool things in here maybe you didn't know about. Again, I guess I didn't, but I'll apologize for such a long pickup video. I've gotten kind of bad with the whole content creation thing lately. I had some challenges. This summer was quite the challenging summer for me, but I kind of want to get back in the swing of doing videos again. So hopefully the next one will be a lot shorter. I know I've said that for every like the last like 5 to 10 pickup, pretty much every pickup video I ever do. I'm like, I want to make these shorter, but that is my goal. So if you stuck through this whole video, thank you very much. Greatly appreciate you doing that. And of course, let me know your thoughts on some of these games, some of the ones I haven't played them. Let me know your thoughts. You know, yeah, just let me know your thoughts. What's some of these games I should really put up higher in my backlog than others? And then as always, thank you very much for watching, and I will talk to you next time on the Game Grinder.